10 easy style tips to create effortlessly chic neutral outfits.
Hello everyone, I hope you're all really well. So today I will be sharing my top 10 style tips to help you create effortlessly chic neutral outfits for spring 2024. We will be looking at how to build those neutral outfits literally from the ground up, what to consider, the fabrics to look out for, how to mix and match your looks perfectly, and then be able to reimagine them for lots of different occasions. I'll also be sharing two beautiful pieces that I chose this month at JENNI Kane, and of course the many different ways that I would style them together. So let's get started. The building block. Now, in my humble opinion, the epitome of effortless chic really comes down to having the right building blocks in your own wardrobe. Just those very classic, timeless pieces that make up the core of your neutral closet. So when I think about creating my own neutral outfits on, say, a day-to-day basis, there's almost a handful of wardrobe staples that I've got in my mind that I would start with. For instance, a classic white tee, a pair of tailored trousers, a neutral blazer, a great pair of jeans, a perfectly fitting blouse, a tonal handbag, and a nice pair of flats. That is what I would go for as a bit of a guideline. So for instance, let's say today I'm going to base my outfit idea around a beautiful pair of classic tailored trousers. So I would look at that pair of trousers and go, okay, it's pretty cold outside. What about layering quite a neutral jumper over the top? Or it's quite sunny outside. I really want to wear that pair of trousers. Why don't I style it with a t-shirt? Is that a little bit plain? Why don't I add a blazer? And for a little bit more depth and interest, I could add a couple of layered necklaces over the top. So by having those core staples in your wardrobe, it becomes really, really easy to put those outfits together. And once you got the hang of that, and no doubt a whole host of outfit ideas in your back pocket, you can then spread your wings and start getting a lot more creative with those looks. Neutrals can be statement too. Now, I generally prefer wearing neutral outfits as opposed to bright and bold colors, but that doesn't mean I can't go with something statement at the same time. This beautiful dress has just arrived and explains my point perfectly. The base color is a lovely soft brown neutral, but that slightly glittery lurex fabric is giving an extra level of depth and obviously shine. Plus, notice how the shape, though simple, makes the dress feel original and something just that extra bit different. Definitely one for my holidays that I can't wait to wear out. Catalog. Now, a quick bonus style tip here, but I would really advise taking a quick photo of yourself in the mirror of every single building block outfit you create. Almost like you're making a little bit of a mood board of all your staple outfits on your phone. Now, if you can, I would add them to an album and call it, I don't know, say core neutral outfits or my basic neutral outfits, so that you've always got it to hand to be able to refer back to, and it will become a really, really handy reference for those don't know what to wear kind of moments. Analyze and fill the gaps. So following on from our building block, let's say you've been using the wardrobe staple building block kind of method for a week or so. You've photographed all your looks in the mirror and you've realized that actually you've got a really good selection of neutral outfits to be able to reach for. Now what's really helpful is to then analyze those outfit ideas on your phone. Heart away on your favorites and then study them. Why do you love that look so much? What do you think it is about it that's making it so much more flattering than, say, the look that you didn't heart? Are you wearing blazers quite a lot, or are you barely reaching for your jeans? Do you know why? And when you've got that all organized in your head, you can actually start to see the hero pieces that you should be wearing more often, the gaps that need filling, the fit that flatters you the most, and not just the tone that you love wearing a lot, but also the ones that truly suit you the best. So as I've mentioned, I've been very lucky to shop the new spring collection at JENNI Kane. So let me show you what I chose and the 6 different ways I'll be styling them. So after much deliberation, I decided to go for this beautiful pair of white linen trousers and the prettiest vintage inspired polka dot top. So let's start with the trousers. And I think the reason these are hanging so very beautifully is because of that fabric composition. Now, they've been made from a blend of linen, viscose, and just a tiny hint of spandex. Now, opposed to a pair of trousers in 100% linen, those elements of viscose and that little bit of stretch are actually making the trousers feel a lot more fluid and really relaxed as a result. And of course, there is going to be a whole lot less ironing to go with these too. Now, I went for my usual size 10, which is, I believe, a USA 4, and I would say the fit is ever so slightly big. For me though, I would say nicely so. As you can see in this footage, it's giving me the ability to wear them slightly lower on my hips like I have with my trainers, or slightly higher on my waist like I have with the polo knit. I actually really like both, to be honest, but mostly I do really appreciate that they're giving me lots of different options. Side note, actually, these box pleat trousers are also available in a shade that they call Safari, which I actually have in dress form here. I really, really love this dress, and I wore it an awful lot last year, so I'm really looking forward to being able to wear it again this year. Now, a lovely addition to the JENNI Kane range would be their small but perfectly formed collection of blouses, from which I decided to go with this very pretty vintage inspired polka dot option. Now, this has been made from a very soft and draping viscose, and it's got these little gathers both on the shoulder here and on the hem of the sleeve. Plus, I really love this tie waist here, which enables me to be able to really cinch it in, and then of course you get this lovely frill detail around the hem. Now, I went for this in a small, and I would say the fit is very true to size. And good to know if you like it too, not only do I have an exclusive discount code for you all, but there's also a beautiful slip skirt to match. Style it with tailored trousers, dark or light denim, and even if you so wish, dress it up with a silky skirt. It's just one of those very feminine blouses that, in all honesty, becomes a bit of a go-to for me in spring and then as we move into summer. And of course, the icing on the cake with these particular pieces is how beautifully they work together too. Now, JENNI Kane are one of my absolute favorite brands, full stop really. But if you are new to their collection, you'll notice that everything just very naturally has that effortlessly chic vibe to it. Even when they're creating quite tailored pieces, actually, there's that essence of laid-back California, that understated luxury to it. And you can see that aesthetic with their beautiful homeware too. Nothing is ostentatious, it's just quietly elevated, which is just my cup of tea. So at the end of this video, please do click the link in the description box below and take a look at all the new in pieces for spring at JENNI Kane. And if you do decide to shop, don't forget to use my discount code FASHION15 at checkout. It's one brand that I truly believe make effortless style very easy indeed. One for the handbag lovers. As you can see, I go for neutrals time and time and time and time again. Handbags, of course, are an investment piece. And so the same theory applies. I don't want to spend an awful lot of money on something that I'm not going to use again and again and again. So I tend to only add a beautiful handbag into my wardrobe that costs a pretty penny if it's in a neutral tone, so that I know it's going to mix and match with virtually every single outfit idea that I've got in my wardrobe. Generally, as a rule. Even actually, the blue handbag that I've got is still a pastel blue, so it sits nicely within that color palette and could probably be used with all of those outfits as well. This is my lovely new handbag I've recently got in my collection, so I do tend to be reaching for that one an awful lot at the moment, but probably when I really want to elevate my looks and feel a little bit more polished, this is probably the one that I reach for, because I like that gold hardware and I love the color. But then say on an everyday basis and I'm just running around and I'm doing a few chores, ironically, this has become the bag that seems to be a bit of a go-to throw-on kind of handbag. It's equally beautiful quality, I must admit, as well. It's just that it's a little bit bigger and I can stuff everything I need in it. So handy for when I'm out and about with the children. And then for the evening time, I do tend to use just a simple black clutch. It's very classic, it's timeless, you can't get an awful lot in there, as you can see. I managed to get my phone, my lipstick, and a cash card, which kind of does me for a night out. In the description box below, I shall link to all of the outfits that have been featured throughout this video, but I'll also gladly do a little bit of a wish list of my favorite handbags I've spotted about recently, if perhaps you'd like to look at that. Ecru. Now, this style tip would work no matter what tone you decide to go for, but for me personally, I do love to have a column of white, and particularly for spring summer. So let me just show you a typical everyday kind of outfit that I would reach for. It would be my classic straight leg jeans and a nice cotton knit over the top. Now, if I decide to switch that up using very similar pieces, but in cruise or beige tones, it can have a really, really powerful effect, making that lovely column of beige, and as a result, a really, really lovely, cohesive looking neutral outfit. It's a really simple style tip just to reimagine your favorite looks, your favorite pieces with that one color vibe. Know your go-to looks. You've looked at all your photos, you've analyzed them, you've realized where you need to invest on those pieces that have cropped up time and time again. That's when you will start to truly understand what your go-to look for your own real life actually is. And knowing what that is honestly half the battle. Once you know you are just off and rocking and you can style and mix and match and experiment and play with your outfit ideas from that perfect starting point for you. You might look at those photos of yourself and think, oh, I seem to wear my jeans an awful lot. I'm not actually reaching for my tailored trousers. Then there's no point investing in formal pairs. Or you might look at it and think, oh, actually, I thought I would wear my trousers the most, but I'm actually reaching for my skirts. Then you know what to invest in and you're starting to gather your own personal style. Mixing and matching. Now, when it comes to mixing and matching your neutral outfits, there are of course the most obvious. So for instance, I might pair my taupe trousers with an ecru blouse. That's when you can start experimenting with different tones and take your outfit in a different direction and get a little bit more creative with it. So let me explain what I mean with a couple of items. So let's go back to my camel blazer again. So like we mentioned before, you might pair that with ecru on your bottom half. That's a typical classic look. But what about adding in a deeper, slightly burnt orange looking camel to contrast against that lighter one here? And then on your bottom half, adding a hint of pale blue. It's an unusual neutral color combination, but personally, I love that. And it's just something a little bit different. Now for another example, I might want to wear this classic striped button top with a deep burgundy tone. Now quite a staple look for me would just be to pair that with my classic jeans. However, thinking about something slightly different when it comes to neutrals and being able to mix different tones together, see how nice that burgundy stripe actually looks against a light camel. Now I don't actually have any tops or cardigans in a sort of deep burgundy tone, but if that was a plain knit in that deep burgundy, it would look even more striking against a light taupe like that. Now one more quick color combination outfit idea for you, because I'm on a little bit of a roll. A light camel tone on my top half, which contrasts really nicely against the chocolate, and then I could possibly add an olive tone coat over the top, which I just think from a tone point of view looks really, really gorgeous together, and just something a little bit different for your own neutral outfits. Black is still a neutral. And as we saw on the catwalks this year, of course, from the likes of Givenchy and Mugler, black is definitely back with a vengeance for spring, summer 2024. So thinking of styling black into my own neutral outfits, I would often say stick with the basics, at least to start with, and create that solid base from the ground up. So if we take these trousers that I'm wearing today and say I've gone completely tonal and I've got a black top on my top half as well. If I wanted to make that outfit look a little bit lighter, a bit more spring summer-esque, you could very simply just add a light neutral over the top, and that will just lift the outfit idea, make it feel a little bit brighter. It feels cohesive and put together while adding interest at the same time with that light neutral tone over the top. Another really simple style tip of how you can mix up your black outfits would be to add a neutral accessory. Now this could be something as simple as a handbag, or perhaps add a belt in a different tone instead. So when you think about your own black pieces that you might have in your wardrobe and you're wanting to make those perfect neutral outfits this spring, I would just think about mixing and matching those lighter neutral tones into those outfit ideas to add a little bit of something extra to make them feel a little bit more different. Focus on the finer details. Now in spring summer, we tend to focus our looks around fabrics and their functions, like being a little bit more lightweight or breathable and quite soft and floaty. But looking at those closer details, such as the embellishment of a look, can really enhance how chic an overall look can be. So just minor little points can actually totally elevate a look. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this dress here, for example, has been made from a blend of cotton and linen, which is lovely for spring summer, as we know. However, detail wise, you've got this lovely little trim of embroidery all around the neckline, and then you've got this cutout embroidery across the chest portion. So this is just giving a very simple long white dress a focal point. I do like having quite plain fabrics in my own wardrobe, but I think it's elements like this sprinkled in the mix that really make it come to life. Another really good example would be something like this classic white shirt I've got here. You've got this really lovely fabric which is ever so slightly sheer, but actually you can't see anything because you've got these fold pleats over the front portion here, and you've got a camisole underneath, to be honest. You've got a little bit of gentle scalloped edging along the collar. That's also doubled as well. And then another finer detail which I would always advise you look out for with with your own pieces would be the buttons that go down the front here. They've got a little pearlized center on them and then like an antique gold around the edges. So again, it's just drawing the eye in, it's adding something a little bit different, and it's just a really easy way to jazz up your own neutral outfits, make them feel a little bit more original, but still very much following your own personal style. Office chic. Now, having a really effortlessly chic spring summer wardrobe isn't of course just reserved for those idyllic sunny days in the park or trips down to the coast, although that does sound very exciting right now. Curating a wardrobe of really beautiful, stylish, neutral pieces for your workwear can help you feel more effortlessly chic throughout summer as well. So let's think about tailoring. A suit by its very nature, a little bit like a beautiful winter coat, tends to be one of the most expensive items we add into our own wardrobes. However, I think if you buy wisely in the nicest quality you can afford, you should have that suit forever, literally for life. I personally never buy a suit on a whim. I think about it and think about it and then think about it a little bit more, and then I decide to invest. And always, for me personally anyway, I always opt for my suits in a neutral tone. And the reason for that is because of the versatility. I know that I can use that blazer from the suit with 20 different outfit ideas with pieces I've already got in my wardrobe. I can use those suit trousers with all my different blouses. And if I've gone for a three-piece suit and I've made sure I've bought it in a neutral tone, I would absolutely be using that waistcoat to mix and match with my jeans, my shorts, as we get through to those summer months. So my best style tip when it comes to tailoring or outfits for the office would always be to opt for a neutral. And that is just about it. My 10 style tips to create the perfect neutral outfits this spring is complete. Hopefully you agree, lots of effortlessly chic spring outfits for you to try out this season, and of course some handy style tips that make creating those looks so much easier. But which is your favorite outfit? Don't forget to let me know in the comments, and do also click that link in the description box below to take a look at that stunning spring collection from JENNI Kane. Thank you so much for watching and for all of your support, both for me and my channel. I am always very, very grateful indeed. See you on Sunday, everyone. Take care.